Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've created for you this eye look using the Marvelous Mauves palette by Dose of Colors. If you'd like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Thanks for joining me today and being here. I'm just going to kind of get ready, and I just am going to play around a little bit today, not using anything in particular or having any particular plan. And this is kind of my favorite thing to do. Just kind of sit down with all kinds of things in front of me and see what I can come up with. So hopefully you'll enjoy watching it, maybe learn something along the way. I was just kind of going through my everyday drawer, which are where I keep everything that I use on a daily basis or often. Taking some things out that either I didn't like or I'm tired of using and I want to try something new. And I came across this Wet n Wild Coverall primer. So I'm going to try this. I know I've used it before, but I'm not sure if I like it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and try it today and see. The weather's really hot, and you know, I'm not going to be out for long, so if my makeup melts off, it's not going to be the end of the world, but I kind of want to try this and see what kind of staying power it can give me. It's really weird. It almost looks like Elmer's glue. But anyway, I'm going to put that on. I'm just going to massage it in all over. Doesn't have any scent, and it doesn't feel particularly slippy like silicone. To be honest, it kind of feels like I am spreading Elmer's glue on my face. But I may be using too much. I don't have a lot of experience with this, which is the very reason that I'm using it, because I want to know if it's good. I want to know if I should continue to use it or give it away to someone who's not as picky as me. I did my first live stream on my channel last night, and it was so much fun. I did like 30 random facts. I'll put it on a card somewhere near here so that you can see it if you didn't get a chance to catch it. After I get that really massaged in, it feels really tacky. But my best combination is primer down first, and then I like to use Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. Oh, that always feels so nice. Today I want to use my Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. I bought the Beige Browns and the Marvelous Mauves not too long ago, and I used it quite a bit and I really liked it, but then the Jaclyn Hill palette came and I just got distracted. But I want to go back with this and kind of play around with it. I may pull in either a highlighter or a shimmery shade from another palette for my lid, because I like all matte looks sometimes, but I've just really been liking having shimmer or sparkle on my lid lately. So I'm going to use that and maybe pull in a few other things. For foundation today, I'm going to start off kind of going back to my tried and true, which is the Covergirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 in Buff Beige, and the Loreal Infallible ProMatte in Natural Buff. So I usually just kind of do equal amounts of these on my hand, mix them together, make a little foundation cocktail, and go from there. I like to start in the center and work outwards. I'm going to use this brush. It's a rose gold brush, kind of a paddle brush that I got from Amazon. And I'll see if I can find the set and link it for you. Really nice brushes, and I really love this one because it's got such a big surface. It makes spreading my foundation out quick work. I watch a lot of people put their makeup on with their hair down, and I just cannot stand my hair being in my face when I'm trying to do makeup. I want it back off my face and out of the way. Once I have it all spread on and just kind of smoothed out, that's whenever I go in with my damp beauty blender. And this just helps me to put some coverage right where I want it. Kind of go over those areas with blemishes or discoloration and just start there. Cover up that freckle on the end of my nose that I really don't like. And this also just smooths things out, shears them out a little bit where it doesn't look so cakey and thick. I really don't like the way my foundation looks if I don't go over it, no matter how I apply it. If I don't go over it as a last step with my beauty blender, I don't like the way it looks. So this is my final step almost always. I'm going to start off with Tarte CC Color Corrector. Start off with some color correction. I have lots of dark circles under my eyes, and depending on how I'm feeling, it's usually varying stages of darkness, but I almost always use color corrector regardless of how severe those might be that day, just as part of my regular routine. And I also put some on that freckle. You're gonna go. It's gonna go. Somehow it's gonna go. And then I'll move on to my concealer, Tarte Shape Tape in light medium. I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. I have a backup of this already, but I'm trying to get out as much as I can. It's some expensive concealer. It's worth it. It's well worth it. So I just kind of put that on in a upside down triangle. I'm gonna kind of spot conceal. For this, I like to use the Real Techniques. It's like a little mini blender. I used to have some of the Beauty Blender mini blenders or micro blenders, and I liked them, but they were the exact shape of this, just a smaller version. And I love these because it has really fine point and it also has a flat end, and it's really good for, it's also a little bit bigger. It's easier to hang on to. I like that. So I'm just going to use this to go in and spread this out, put this on. So to set that, I'm going to use a Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder with the same little Real Technique sponge. I'm just going to dip in there and go up under here and set my concealer. This is Magic. Should be called Laura Mercier Magic Brightening Powder. It makes my under eye the smoothest it's ever going to look. And then for the rest of my face, I go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent. Come on out of there. And the sides of my Beauty Blender. Use two different bronzers. I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil and the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to use the Chocolate Soleil to kind of sculpt out my cheekbones and put a little bit of a mini contour, and then I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer for the rest of my face. I'm going to use my Real Techniques all-purpose brush for both steps of my bronzing. I'm going to go into the Chocolate Soleil. I like to tap this off a little bit on my wastebasket, just so I don't go in with a ginormous, really deep, dark look. So I kind of suck in my cheeks and go right there in the hollow of my cheek. And then kind of blend that out. It really has a nice slimming effect. I like that, and plus it smells delicious. Delicious. Then I go in with the Butter Bronzer for the rest. This is like not as pigmented. This also smells like coconuts. It's delicious. It's not as pigmented, so I don't really have to brush this off. I just go along my cheeks, up around my hairline. hand look, and then I pinch it together, go along the sides of my nose. Also a mini contour of my nose, and then down my jawline. I just kind of go back and forth like that at first, and then I go in circular motions to kind of blend it out. Highlighter today. I haven't used this in a while. I'm going to go in with my Loreal Gilded Honey. This is a beautiful highlighter. This one here. It is a Y14. This is a beautiful highlighter. You can tell I've had it for a long time. It's gotten a lot of love. It's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to go right here along my cheek, the high point of my cheek with this. I kind of go in a stripey way, and then I go around in circles to blend it out. Love that. And I kind of go a little bit above my eyebrow area, kind of in a C around my eye. Really concentrated on the tip of my nose, on my Cupid's bow, and then move to the other cheek. I don't ever know how the glow translates over on camera. I don't have any foofy fancy lights to show all the fanciness that I'm putting on my face. Moving on to blush. I think since we're using the Laura Mercier Gilded Honey, I think I'll use it is called the Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush in Rose Water. Really pretty pinky color. For that, I'm going to use the Morphe Y4. I don't really like to put blush on the apples of my cheeks, probably because I have big chipmunky cheeks already. And so I really concentrate on just the, like right below the highlighter and just above the contour. Right in the middle. Just really accentuate my cheekbone here. I think it's pretty. It's not real obvious. It's kind of a more natural color. But it's pretty. Kind of a soft pink. A little bit of coral mixed in. I like to take the e.l.f. mist and set at this point and just kind of set my foundational work here. And then let that dry. Alright, at this point I like to put on my eyeshadow primer and set it before I do anything else. It kind of helps my eyebrows also get set. That area, if it's set and matte, it seems like eyebrows stay on a lot better. Today I'm going to try an old favorite, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Just put on my whole lid all the way up to my brow bone. Use about that much. This has a nice kind of a concealer peachy color so that it kind of neutralizes some of the veins and color on the lid. Kind of gives a real nice even surface to start off with. Leaves it nice and tacky. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, just single. Kind of a flesh tone, about my skin tone, with the Coastal Scents BRC N42. Not sure if this is available anymore. In my last video I tried to link it and I couldn't find it on their site. But any big dome brush that will cover a lot of area, any brush will work for this. And I just use that to set down my eyeshadow primer. So that leaves the eyelid all prepped and ready for eyeshadow. a nice matte powdered surface that will be easier to blend upon. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyebrows to begin. I'm going to use the Morphe M158, the angled brush with the spoolie. I'm just going to use the spoolie to brush my eyebrow hair up and over, just to start shaping them and getting them, the few hairs that I have, where they need to be. I like this the best. I've used Anastasia Brow Wiz. I've used a lot of different ones, and this is my favorite. I think it's just a matter of preference with people, but I like to have a waxier consistency so I don't get, it just gives me more control whenever I'm doing my eyebrows. So on this eye, I start at the bottom and just draw in my bottom line. Right now I'm just getting the shape, kind of the outline of how I want my brow to look. And then the top line goes parallel. And as I work my way up to my arch area, I start to round it off right there, and then start going down to meet the end. And then I start filling in the really sparse areas. The more hair I have, the lighter strokes I use. The more sparse areas, or just the places that are straight up skin, I use a little bit firmer pressure to put down more product. Set these with my Too Faced Brow Envy. There's a hair on this. Use a more precise one right here on the under side. On both eyes. It's the area where there's hardly any hair, so I just fill it in a little darker there. Then I go in with the lighter side for the rest of my brow. Now I feel like it's set and it's filled in, and so I'll take this little spoolie again. This is actually a Too Faced spoolie and angled brush. Not sure where it came from exactly, but I'm going to very lightly go through. I like this one because it's real small. Lightly go through and just kind of comb all my hairs back into place, and it just kind of smooths everything together. But I have to be careful not to remove the product that's on the area that doesn't have much hair. So once I'm done with that, I go in with my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Chocolate, and this really sets everything into place and adds a little bit of warmth because it's kind of an auburnish color. Since my hair is kind of red right now, this matches really well. Now that I've done my brows, you guys are probably going to understand why in the future I'm probably going to do my brows off camera. I'm very perfectionist about it, and I do lots of back and forth and tweaks with it. It takes a long time, so I'm probably going to fast forward through that, or at least cut out part of that in future videos and just have a video to refer you to that shows you how I do my brows. Alright, done with the brows. Time to get on with the eyeshadow. Like I said, I'm going to use the Marvelous Mauves by Dose of Colors. I love pinks so very much, and I love plums. I think it just looks really beautiful on my skin tone. I think it looks really beautiful on anybody. I'm going to start off with a Morphe M441, which is the real fluffy blender brush. I'm going to go in with Fluffy and Rosy for my transition. I'm going to go in with just Rosy now. I don't think I needed to tone it down with the lighter shade. It didn't show up as much as I'd like. So this looks beautiful. This is perfect, what I was looking for. But just for the sake of consistency, I'm going to start off over here with Fluffy and Rosy. See the aftermath of me plucking my eyebrows. Every time I pull out an eyebrow or a hair off of my lip area, it leaves a little bump. Grrr. Grrr. Okay, one more dip into Rosy. Oh, this is just such a pretty color. I love this color scheme. I could probably wear this every day and be happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe E36 and take that rosy color under my bottom lash line. I generally, whatever I do on my top lid, I do on my bottom lid. My patience is gone. My tripod keeps spitting my camera out at me. I'm pretty sure I'm out of patience, but I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna have like 14 layers of Rosy on my lash line because I have had to redo it so many times. Okay. From there, I'm going to go in with the shade Wishy Washy, this one here in the middle, and I'm going to use a Morphe M513. It's a smaller blending brush. And I'm going to go in the upper part of my crease, just to really give some depth here. Kind of build that up right in the upper crease. I'm going to do that on both eyes before I go back and blend. Whew. I should have tapped my brush off there. I'll be glad when that little bumpy bump is gone. It makes my eyeshadow look weird. I'm going to take that same shade and go right down here on my outer corner. Just kind of put it in circular motions. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with the M441 with a little bit of Rosy, and I'm going to blend that out. Ultimately, this is going to be a really pretty soft look. It does have some darker colors, but they're still subtle and smooth and feminine. I think that's so pretty. Okay, from there I'm going to take my E36 again, and I'm going to dip into Wishy Washy in the middle there and put that on my lower lash line. A little bit tighter to the lash line. At this point I'm going to find a really flat shader brush. This one will work fine. BH Cosmetics 102. Just very flat and narrow, and I'm going to use that in the shade Fluffy right here to go up underneath my brow bone. I like the brush because the tip is really narrow, or flat I guess is a better word for it, and I can get it right up next to my eyebrow, the bottom line of my eyebrow, to get right up under the brow bone, highlight the brow bone. I'm going to find an even smaller blending brush. This is a Sigma E25, and I'm going to go into the shade Spaced Out. And I'm going to concentrate this, it's this color here. I'm going to concentrate this on the very outer V of my eye. So right now I'm just kind of placing it. Turning it over and bringing it up just slightly into the crease, but really concentrating it on that outer V. Really building that up there. So I am going to go in with the darkest color, but very, very, on a very small scale. So this is going to be what really darkens the outer corner and gives that depth into the crease in the outer V. So I'm happy with that. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. But I am going to go back with the brush that I had for, I'm not very familiar with these terms, Wishy Washy. I'm going to real quick use that to blend this out and to go all the way across here. With Wishy Washy. It's always easy to blend out a darker color with the lighter previous color. That's where you really get that beautiful gradient and that beautiful blend. Yeah, that looks good. And then the one that had rosy on it, and just make sure there's no harsh lines on the outside there. Everything's blown out real well. Okay, I'm going to take, this is my favorite brush for this. This is a Coastal Scents BRC N15. It's pointed, but it's flat and tapered. And I love to use this for my very, very outer V. And this is called Wine Stain, this one out here. And I'm going to be real careful with this one because it can get too dark real fast. So I'm just going to put that on the very, very extreme outer V. Because it's really dark. But it's a beautiful shade. It's like a really, it's not even burgundy. It's like a very, very, very deep dark plum. Like a blackened plum. It's beautiful. And that's about all I want on there. Just a little to deepen it up just a tad. And then I'm going to take the one that I used for Spaced Out and blend that one out. Alright. I didn't do any of that on my bottom lid, so I'm going to go, or my bottom lash line, I'm going to go ahead and take the E36 and I'm going to put a little bit of Spaced Out and a little bit of Wine Stain on my lower lash line. I'm just going to kind of go in not as far each time. This may be about halfway down. The Spaced Out about halfway down. And then the Wine Stain maybe on the last third of my lash line. And you just thought that I wasn't going to use my Jaclyn Hill palette today. But there's a beautiful pink shade, light pink shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette that I think will be perfect for this look. So I'm going to grab that. All right, I'm going to use the shade Faint, which is right here. I'm going to use it on my MAC 242 and I'm going to wet the brush with Fix Plus. I'm going to make it really shimmery. Okay, I'm going to go in here to the shade Faint and I'm going to really load my brush on both sides. I'm not going to dig in there, but I'm really going to press, make sure I have a lot of product on there before I spray my brush. I'm also going to start off with putting it on with my finger. And then I'm going to go in with the wet brush. This will just give a foundation. That looks perfect. Pretty. I love it. All right. I'm going to spray my brush with my Fix Plus. We're going to see what kind of magic we can get from wetting our brush. I'm not sure. I love the way this looks, but it is a lot more shimmery. Yeah, that's pretty. It did bring out a lot of the shimmer. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the mid-tone one and just go over that edge right there and make sure that where I put the shimmer is smoothed out. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. And one more thing, I'm going to use another shade in here for my inner corner highlight. Yesterday I filmed a tutorial and I forgot to use an inner corner highlight. I'm going to use the shade here called Beam on my Real Techniques detailer brush. It doesn't have a name, or if it does, it's worn off and I can't see it. I'm going to go in here and really brighten up my inner corner. This one might need to be sprayed too because it's not really showing up much. I'll go ahead and put some on each eye. I really want that to be bright today for some reason. Alright, I'm going to pack it onto my brush. Spray it with Fix Plus. Not sure I hit it. And go in. Oh yeah. That did bump it up a couple volts. Is that a word, volts? It raised up the voltage. How's that? Okay, I'm real happy with that. Done with the eyeshadow. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love plums and purples and pinks. I'm going to go and get my eyelashes curled real quick before I start doing eyeliner. I'm using my Tarte eyelash curler. And we're ready to do some eyeliner. Put on some wings. Okay, I'm going to use my Kat Von D tattoo liner and trooper. And I've been trying a new way of doing my inner corner since I have so much trouble with my inner corner getting smudged with my eye watering. I've kind of started a little bit away from my inner corner. And it doesn't change the look that much, and it seems to be helping with the smudging issue. I just don't start all the way in the inner corner. I go maybe a millimeter in. When you put on wing eyeliner, do you ever feel like you're just covering up what you just worked hard to create? I can't seem to make a small wing or a small eyeliner line, no matter how hard I try. And when I wear falsies, I do like it to be kind of thick because it really helps to conceal the band. Oh, good. That wasn't hard to fix. I feel like this has a little bit more than this, so I'm going to go in and make this a little bit thicker right here. All right, I'm happy with that. I have this new Tarte Rose Gold liner. There's like just a shimmer one and a glitter one, and I feel like I want to put one of these underneath my wing. But I really don't want to jack up what I've already done. I think that the glitter would be more forgiving if it didn't turn out well, so I think I'm going to try that. It's so pretty. And with the colors that I've got going on here, I just think it would look so pretty. I'm kind of looking at my inner corner too instead of my outer lash line here. Ugh, what shall I do? I think I'm going to go to my inner corner. That's so pretty. Yay, good decision. It's funny, with decisions like that, it can go either way at any given time. So I'm happy with that. No major fiascos. I better be quiet. And for days, my makeup has been a disaster. And so I need to be happy, and I need to just be quiet about how good it's looking right now and just be content. All right, I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to go in with Lash Accelerator by Rimmel on my bottom lashes and Benefit Roller Lash on my top line and top lashes. Go in with Roller Lash by Benefit for my top lashes just to prep for my falsies. After this mascara is on, that rose gold glitter is really shining through, and man, that's pretty. One of these times when I'm just having playtime, I'm gonna have to try that, like maybe across the top of a black line, or put it down first and then put the black line over it. That would be really pretty. It's very shiny. Already. So this is what we have. Oh, I think it's so pretty. I'm so happy with it. So now let's put on some falsies. Glam it up. Get some drama for your mama. some eyelashes, some beautiful eyelashes. I'm using the Kiss number 103s. These are Demi Wispies. Get a hold of it in the middle with my tweezers, my e.l.f. tweezers, my dollar tweezers, which are the best ones ever. If you've never tried them and think, oh gosh, they can't be good if they're $1, they are the best. Especially for putting on lashes because they have a good grip. Putting a layer of glue on here. Today I'm starting with the difficult eye. All right, here we go. The struggle is real. There we go. Yes. Just need to come in from the side. Or look in from the side, I guess. Yes. I love false eyelashes. So pretty. Now let's hope my easy eye is going to be an easy eye. All right, we're going in. Okay, my main problem whenever I'm doing lashes is somewhere in the process the tweezers get a little bit of glue on them, and then when you place it and pull the tweezer back out, the lash comes with it. But it's on there. I'm going to go in with my Japanese lash tool and go in. I let it dry, so this one has had time to dry. I go in with this and really pinch my natural lashes and the false lashes together. Kind of blends them in. I usually don't go into the inner corner with this much, just because I blink. And also it like tends to disrupt my eyeliner if I do that. So do that on this side. Alright, now I'm going to go in with Better Than Sex Mascara by Too Faced. Just, I like that it has a really bristly brush, and I use that just to kind of blend those back in together. The natural and the falsies, but I don't go all the way through. The falsies are already black and pretty. They don't need any help. That's why we put them on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm going to use a Butter London lip liner called Plush Rush Lip Liner in Sweet Something. And I'm going to use Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Dream Huge. I love this formula. This is one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. I love the applicator because it's got a little well in there that holds the product. And then a little pointy end that helps you go right up to the edges. Okay guys, this is our finished look. Here's a close-up for you. I think it turned out really pretty. Thank you very much for joining me today. It means so much to me that you come and spend a little bit of your precious time with me. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it gave you some inspiration or maybe taught you a thing or two. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye guys. And sometimes I do the top and then the bottom, but today I feel like just... That scared me. I don't know what happened. Alright, back to work. E36. Color Rosy, bottom lash line. Seriously? Seriously? What is up with this? Back with the E36, back with Rosy. On my lower lash line. I'm talking really softly, like my loud voice is going to make it flip out of it. Oh, good gravy and sakes alive. Good gravy and sakes alive. Okay. I love plums and palms and plums. All right. A eyeshadow look made with this blah 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 blah. That's all, folks. How did he do that? That's all, folks. I don't know. All I know is that my mama's ready for me to come, so I better get off of this camera. Bye.